Hello, my dears. How you guys doing today? Stories. Do you guys remember the last time that I was live and I talked about a man who was asking if he was the asshole for divorcing his wife because she lied about her fertility? So basically, when they got married, she had a daughter. I'm gonna see if I can paraphrase it because I don't feel like going back and looking for it. So basically, when they got together, she had a daughter. And then time went on and she wasn't able to have kids. And then she got in a fight with her sister. Sister screamed out like, "Bitch, you taking pills behind your husband back? Do he know that you one of his kids?" So then he tells her, he gets upset and he leaves. And okay, I see more yeses than nos, so we're just gonna move on. All right, there is an update. There's an update. My bad, pimpin'. My bad. Yeah, my bad. Okay, so here's the update for it. Thank you all for your kind comments and private messages. I did receive a few unkind ones accusing me of trying to control her body or making her feel unsafe. That's crazy. How the fuck did y'all get that? You're trying to control her body by telling her because she lied to me about not having kids, I don't want to be with her? I feel like y'all got that mixed up. She was trying to control him by lying and pretending that she was infertile and unable to have children, and then saying that IVF was going to be too difficult for her body to handle. Like, no, absolutely not. People were saying I was trying to control her body or making her feel her unsafe, which is why she secretly went through with it. Natalie came over to my parents' house last night after dinner. She dropped off Kaya at her friend's house because she said she needed to talk to me. I'm glad I gave her the chance because I now have no doubt she's a pathological liar. She said after her first pregnancy, she had to work so hard to be in shape. She swore she would never do that again. I said, then you lied to me from day one. She said she thought she would change her mind, but she didn't. Then she saw me come to terms with not having a baby, so she decided to not tell me. I said, so you lied to me. You got rid of my baby because you wanted to stay fit. You didn't even discuss anything with me. How could you do that to me? I could be holding my baby right now and you stole that from me. She said she was sorry, but the good news is she still can have kids. I said, you're still lying. You still don't want a baby. You're only saying that so that I'll stay. I don't even know what to believe anymore. I can't trust you, ever. She started crying, saying that Kaya is so sad that you left us because I can't give you a baby. I lost it. I said you lied to her too. Is this why she thinks I left? Ma'am. Is this why she thinks I left? I told her it's over and to get out of my parents' house. She cried and cried. I'm going to meet with the lawyer this week to start the separation process. I'll send a text to Kaya and explain that I didn't abandon her and I will do anything to be in her life. I never legally adopted her, sadly. I can't believe I blindly trusted her for all these years. As for Kaya's dad, I have no idea who he is. She refuses to talk about it. Ma'am, get the hell off my desk, please. There's nothing up there for you. Nothing. That's freaking crazy. She wanted to keep her body. So instead of just saying and being fucking honest, like if you want to have kids and the person that you're with says it outright that they don't want to have kids, that is your time to speak the fuck up. Because regardless of how much you like this person, you need to make a decision. Are you okay with not having children and not blaming this person later on in life? Or are you sound enough to move the fuck on in your life to find someone who's more compatible? Because this shit never fucking ends the right way. It never ends the right way because people think either one, I can change your mind, or eventually I'll change my mind. This shit never fucking works out. It never works out. That's freaking sad. It's sad. No, like I absolutely agree with you. If you have two different ideas when it comes to having children, then you and the person that you're with are not compatible. It doesn't matter how great your conversations are, how much your parents love him, no matter how many awesome dates you guys were able to go on. You've never had a fight. The sex is great. None of that matters if you want children and they don't. None of that matters if you want children and they don't. None of it. Because at the end of the day, someone's going to end up hurt. Someone's going to end up resenting the other person. Someone's going to end up cheating and having a whole football team of fucking kids lined up some goddamn where. Like, y'all need to, everybody wants to, I don't want to be alone. I don't want you to leave me. Bitch, I'm going to fuck you up when I find out you've been lying to me for the past 10 years of my life, because that's time I cannot get back. Time that I cannot get back. It's like y'all jump into relationships because, oh, he's really cute, he's really nice, and he takes care of me. But you don't have none of the fucking conversations that need to be had. What are your plans in the next 5 years? Do you plan to continue to be doing exactly what you're doing 5 years from now? What is your ideas when it comes to families? Do you want to have kids? Do you not want to have kids? Are you close to your family? Are you the type of person that likes to have family get-togethers? Do you tend to stay away from your family? Like, y'all don't talk about shit. Y'all don't talk at all. But will yell to the top of the fucking mountains that this is my baby and I love him so much. You don't know that fucking man from a can of paint. His favorite color ain't blue, it's green, bitch. You don't even know it. You don't even fucking know. But you know that his car go real fast and his bank account is fat. Like, hell no. This shit is absolutely fucking terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Y'all gotta do better. We have to do fucking better. We have to do better. And hell no. Nope. And never in my life will I be with somebody after they show me that they don't like me. Like, I went through that. We've all gone through it. We've all been with someone that we really thought that I can love you enough for the both of us until you love me too. That shit for fucking fools. That ain't real. That's not a thing. You can't fucking do that. But once I open my fucking eyes, I'm determined to make every bitch that I come across understand. If this motherfucker tells you something that doesn't go along with how you see your life, move on. Move on. Move on. I saw that you came to terms with not having a child, so I decided to not tell you. This man was heartbroken. In his original post, he stated how he was distraught. He was hurt. He didn't know what the fuck to do. And she chose to not say anything. No, hell no. This is why I feel like everybody needs sisters. You need to just go on and adopt you a sister or two. This bitch needs to be beat the fuck up. At least popped in the mouth twice. Turn her this way, that way, and then let her loose. Like, no, hell no. Hell no. Like, that pissed me off. I'm sorry, y'all. It made me mad. It made me freaking mad because they were together for years. For years. Like, Am I the asshole for telling my mom her wedding anniversary was not the number one priority for me? My children were. No, I don't think you're the asshole because wedding anniversaries are only fucking important to the couple. Nobody gives a damn about the day you got married 87 years ago. Nobody gives a damn about the day you were married except for y'all two. I don't fucking care, bitch. That was one of the most expensive days of my life last year. What the fuck? I had to pay to fly in to where y'all had this tacky ass damn wedding. I had to buy an outfit for the punk ass wedding. Then I had to go home and still pay bills. And I gave you a gift. I don't give a damn. Happy anniversary. I'm so proud. I'm so happy that you guys made it. I'm so happy. The wedding anniversary is not important to anybody. Moving on. Unless it's like Mima and Pawpaw's like golden anniversary or some shit. But other than that, don't nobody fucking care. My mom celebrated being married 20 years to her husband, John, last weekend. They were throwing a party for all their friends and family to celebrate. My family and I were supposed to go, but I had to tell them we wouldn't make it a few days beforehand because 2 of my children were sick. We live in another state, so we had to travel to be there, and there was no way that was happening when I had 2 sick kids. My mom told me not to say I wouldn't be there and to wait and see how things worked that Saturday, because maybe everyone would all be better and we could still drive out and make it. If my kids are sick on Wednesday, we're not going anywhere on fucking Saturday because they're going to wake up sick on Monday. No. I'm not taking my kids anywhere. They're going to be with me for at least a week until I know they're fucking better. I'm not traveling across state lines for a party. While my kids are either just are sick or just recovering from whatever the fuck they have. No, I don't give a fuck about your party. Anywho, moving on. The kids were still sick on Saturday. Our youngest was actually a lot worse and was hospitalized later that night when the party was actually going on. Thankfully, we got him home Sunday, but it was definitely a lot. My mom called me yesterday and wanted to know why I hadn't found a way to make it work. Because it's not important. She told me she would have thought celebrating my parents' 20-year wedding anniversary would have been the number one priority for me. I told her it wasn't my number one priority. My children were. She told me, of course, but she still would imagine I would make it a priority to celebrate my parents. Well, of course your kids are your number one priority, but I just figured you would make your parents a priority. Bitch, no. No. So my thing is, this is these children's grandmother. She didn't call to ask how the baby's doing. The baby was in the fucking hospital. The fucking hospital. She calls 2 days after the baby comes home from the hospital to ask, why didn't you make it across state lines for a party? Why didn't you figure something out? Because honestly, Ma, I didn't want to fucking go. See, this is when I get hurtful. This is when I get disrespectful because you refuse to respect the nice answer I'm trying to give you. You refuse. So that's when I start hurting feelings because I didn't fucking want to go. Y'all been married 20 years. You do this every 5 years. I don't care. My kids were sick. I told you this. You thought I was playing. So now I let you know. You now know you are not important in my life. Now my mama's going to run off to the room like a Disney princess fucking crying and flirting herself all over the goddamn bed. Because no. Hell no. No. See, I will block you, but what I'm going to do is let you know how I feel beforehand because I want you to make no mistake. I'm not just angry. I don't need to calm down. No. I'm done. When I no longer care about what the things that I say affect you, how they affect you, I don't give a fuck. A brick could fall out the air and land on your fucking head. Don't be standing next to me because I'm going to be mad if guts get on my fucking shirt. Like, once I no longer care, I don't fucking care. And you were telling me that your party is more important than my children. I don't have a mom. I don't. Not someone that's going to act like a wedding anniversary. Not the first, not the second, the 20th was more important than my sick children. All right, y'all. See, and I'm that bitch. Mommy, where's grandma? We don't got a grandma no more. Grandma is not behaving the nice way, so we've decided that she no longer gets to be around. So we don't have a grandma no more. Like, hell no. Anywho, moving on. My thing is, wait. OP's mom said she told me she would have thought celebrating my parents, and OP put parents in quotes, and she also called her mom's husband by his name. That's not her dad. Because she specifically said married to her husband, John. That's not her dad. Okay, I was late. It just kind of jumped out at me. So, yeah. We don't have a grandma no more. No more. Grandma don't get to come around because she don't behave. I do not reward bad behavior. I don't give a fuck how old you are. Okay, so I think OP's mom's husband is just that. Just that. Not her dad, just a man her mother married. Woo, excuse me. Okay, I'm actually going to read the story. I lost my spot. But we're back. Okay. She told me, of course, but she still would imagine I would make it a priority to celebrate my parents' marriage. I told her not in those circumstances. She said celebrating your parents is supposed to be a good thing. I pointed out that it was not my parents' anniversary because she never told me her and my father's wedding anniversary. He died when I was only 6. And that while her husband is a great guy and I get along with him fine, she can't keep acting like her marriage to my dad and my dad didn't exist. For context, I said this to my mom because after my dad died when I was 6, she stopped talking about him. She never wanted me to ask about him. When she got married, she wanted me to take her husband's last name and agree to being adopted. She pushed the narrative that he was now my dad, and it was disrespectful to her husband and the life they were building to mention my dad again. She would talk about her husband being her only love, her true love, and how he gave her all of her kids. She erased my dad and then argued with her own family from time to time when they would mention my dad. Her family said that she and my dad adored each other while he was alive, and they couldn't understand it. My mom's husband honestly didn't care about me talking about my dad, or my mom for that matter. But my mom refused. She was upset when I chose to use a female version of my dad's name for my daughter. She was upset that my wife and I had a photo of my dad at our wedding. She really just wants everyone to forget about him and focus on her current marriage. Anyways, during this disagreement with mom over her anniversary, and after I said that to her, she told me that she's been married for 20 years and I'm almost 30. So her husband deserves to be acknowledged as my dad, and their marriage is deserving of being a priority for me. She told me she was ashamed of my childish behavior. Am I the asshole? Blocker. Now you don't have a mom. Like, move on. Continue to make sure the spirit of your father is still alive. And leave this lady where the fuck she wants to be with her one love, her true love, and her perfect marriage. Since it's that much of a priority for you, let me show you how much it's not of a priority for me. You and your husband, I don't care. This man has been in OP's life for 20 years, and he still refers to him as my mom's husband. Bitch, that should fucking tell you the delusion is fucking real. The delusion is fucking real. He deserves to be respected as your dad. He's never done shit to be my dad. If I call him by his fucking name, that's one thing. Kids will give you a title if they feel you deserve it. Stepchildren will give you that title if they feel like that's who you are to them. You are my mom. You're not my stepmom. You're not Judy. You are my mom. And they'll give it to you when they're ready, if and when they're ready for you to have that. You don't get to deserve something. You don't deserve to be acknowledged as somebody's fucking parent. You don't. That's up to the person doing the acknowledgement. You do not get to say, I deserve for you to call me mom. Fucking, you don't get to tell me why you deserve for me to do something for you. That's not how it works. I do something for you because I feel like you deserve it. You don't get to make that declaration. That's just like waiting for the fucking president to announce himself as the fucking president because he deserves it. Bitch, no. We get to decide that. You don't get to decide. You know, like, you just don't get to fucking do that. You don't get to fucking do that. You don't get to come to a child and tell them that we deserve for this to happen. Okay, bitch, we'll go to somebody who cares. Go to somebody that fucking cares and tell them all of this. All of this. Am I the asshole for ghosting my fiance after she called the police on me and lied? No, because bitch, howdy ma'am. Calling the police on me is one thing. Lying about it and lying on me is a whole nother thing. No. I just need a place to vent about what happened, and I'm ready to seek advice on how to move forward. Me, 28 male, and my fiance, 25 female, got engaged 2 weeks ago. We've been together for 5 years. Indica, can you not? We've been together for 5 years now. 3 weeks ago, I came home from work exhausted. When I came home, I saw her and her friend Mike sitting at the dining table. I went over to my girlfriend, kissed her on the cheek, and dapped up Mike. I didn't really think too much about him being there since I know him really well and he's known my girlfriend since they were kids. Oh, hell no. I just asked him if he wanted a beer or something, but he refused, stating that he was here to talk to me. No, not y'all having an intervention to sit down and tell me like a man, you've been fucking my wife. I was confused at first, but when I looked at their serious expressions, I knew it was about something serious. I grabbed a beer from the fridge and sat at the table as well. They started talking about how close Mike and I were getting over the last few years, and I just sat there flabbergasted. I didn't understand what they were trying to get at. I think me and Mike were sort of social buddies, but we were sort of social buddies if we were both attending the same social gathering. Of course, I would hang out with him, but I never really hung out with him alone or made separate plans with him. I just told them to stop rambling and to get to the point. I was exhausted, and I really didn't want to beat around the bush any longer. My girlfriend asked me if I was okay with Mike staying over for a few weeks since he recently got fired and was evicted from his place. I told him of course he could stay as long as he didn't make a mess and contributed to the household, like taking out the trash and things like that. He got up, gave me a tight hug, thanked me. But little did I know, this man was a filthy alcoholic. Okay, so I was wrong. I was way off. Immediately, like, she's fucking him. You can't be like that. You can't just assume that people be trash just because people be trash. That's not okay. It's not okay. But when it walk like a duck and it quack like a fucking duck, it ain't a goat. All right, moving on. Right? Because the stress that was stressing me, because when you stop beating around the bush and tell this man that you fucking Mike, and come to find out, nobody's fucking Mike. Mike's fucking himself, literally. The first week, things weren't that bad. He just kept to himself mostly. Did the chores that I asked of him, and it was fun having someone in the house to watch basketball with. After that first week, things took a massive turn. I started seeing empty beer cans everywhere. His dirty socks stuffed into our couch and stuff. I confronted him about it, but he just apologized and told me that it wouldn't happen again. I told my fiance, but she told me to cut him some slack because he was going through a tough time and he would get better. It only got worse. No, you don't get to go through a tough time in my house. You don't. You don't. Because the moment my house starts to reflect the tough time you're going through, you have to go. You have to go. You don't get to come to my house and be depressed and stuff your fucking socks in my couch. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. That was probably that man Fifi. Dirty socks. If anybody who y'all know what a Fifi is. That's probably what the fuck it was. Like, no. Hell no. And he's not paying bills, and you want me to cut you some fucking slack. The slack that you're getting is the fact that you're not paying for anything. That is the slack. You don't get to come in here and be nasty. You don't get to come in here and leave fucking beer cans and shit all over my house. Like, you don't get to do that. You don't know what a Fifi is? Google it. Babe. If y'all don't know what a Fifi is, y'all need to go and delete it. Y'all need to go and Google it, because I'm not going to be the one to destroy your innocence. You will do that on your own. Hold on. Why baby downstairs laughing? Yeah. Just Fifi's got famous in jail. I'm not going to. Y'all might not be innocent, but there's 1,300 people in this live. At least 300 of them are fucking kids, because there's nothing I can do to stop them from coming into live. So what I'm not going to do is teach somebody's nosy ass fucking minor child about a Fifi. They can go and Google it themselves. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not taking responsibility for nobody fucking kids. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Okay. I told my fiance, but she told me to cut him some slack. Howdy, ma'am. Because he was going through a tough time and he would get better. But it only got worse. I started seeing dried up vomit on our toilet seat. And that's when I suspected that he was an alcoholic. I started seeing empty bottles of rum, whiskey, and vodka everywhere. The fact that you just trashing my fucking house, though. Like, now we see why you got evicted. Your house probably stink. Like, I kept mentioning it to him, but he always gave the same responses before. My fiance couldn't. I feel like he left out some words. My fiance couldn't care less either, and that pissed me off even more. 5 days ago, when I came home from work, my apartment reeked of alcohol. I lost it. I stormed up to the guest room and I found him drinking a beer on the bed. I went off on him. My girlfriend came over and tried to calm me down, but I didn't budge. I told him he had 2 days to clean my apartment and get out. Otherwise, I was going to call the cops on him. I guess he didn't like what I said one bit. He got off the bed and charged at me. All I remember is him ramming me into the wall behind me and hitting my head against a sharp object. Next thing I know, I see an officer pointing a flashlight at my face. I asked him where Mike was, and he told me he was in a safe place where I couldn't hurt him. He said another cop grabbed me off the floor. He and another cop grabbed me off the floor and drugged me outside. I saw my girlfriend and Mike talking to a cop. At this point, I'm fading in and out of consciousness when she looked at me being escorted down the stairs like I was a rag doll. I wanted to tell her something, but my head just hurt too bad to form any type of sentences. I got put in a cop car and driven to the station and put in a holding cell. I kept asking them why, and all they responded with is that I have the right to remain silent bullshit. I remember just sitting in the cell with my head feeling like it was going to explode any second while trying to make sense of what happened. I remember dozing off and at some point being woken up by a cop. He was told me that I was lucky they didn't press charges on me and I was free to leave. My headache felt better at this point, so I could actually form sentences. I asked them to explain to me what happened. They told me they received a phone call from my fiance claiming that I was drinking again and got really violent with her friend, and he had to subdue me from not hurting her. What the fuck? I was so confused, like who was drinking and who got violent. He just told me the same story again. I was beyond pissed at this point. As soon as I got my phone back, I texted my dad to come and pick me up and drive me to my apartment. He tried to pose questions as to why I spent the night in jail. I told him to just drive me home, that I would explain everything later. Once there, I stormed up the stairs to see if my front door was unlocked, and to my surprise, it was. My now ex-fiance was sitting on the couch. I could tell she had been crying because her mascara was running down her face. She jumped up and tried to hug me, but I pushed her off of me and told her to get the fuck out of my apartment. She tried begging and pleading, but I told her to shut it and to pack a few essentials and to get the fuck out. She left after begging a bit more. I immediately called off from work claiming I had an injury and I had just got dispatched from the hospital. That whole day seemed like a fever dream to me. Nothing made sense. Why did my fiance lie to the cops? That's all I thought about all day. She tried calling me a million times, but I kept trying to ignore it until I just couldn't hold back anymore. I picked up and told her to explain everything and to not even dare to think about lying to me. She ended up telling me that after Mike knocked me out, they both started to panic. She was scared of calling the cops on Mike since he was already on probation, and this would probably end up destroying his life. So you sent me to jail. So to save his life from being destroyed, you sent me to jail on potential assault charges. Are you fucking kidding me? I still think she was fucking Mike. Because ain't no way in hell I'm going to send my fiance to fucking jail because Mike is on probation and I don't want his life to be destroyed. That's a move you pull for the man you love. Not for a motherfucker that's down on his luck sleeping on your couch. That's not what the fuck you do. Hell no. I still think she was fucking him. Bullshit. That is fucking ridiculous. She told me in the heat of the moment she made a stupid decision to claim that I tried to attack her and Mike protected her and accidentally knocked me out. Her reasoning being I could afford it since I didn't have a criminal record and Mike did. Bitch, you just destroyed my record. That shit is going to come back on me. Like certain jobs that you apply for, you cannot even have accusations of certain things, regardless of if it's been proven to be false or not. This man's credibility as far as his fucking police record, criminal record is no more. Like you chose your fucking butt buddy, your boyfriend over your fiance. All right, bitch, this is why you out on the streets. This is why you're out on the fucking street. Her reasoning was that I could afford it and that I didn't have a criminal record and Mike did. I didn't want to hear anymore and I just hung up. She texted me all kinds of apologies and tried to call me many more times, but I was done. After I started randomly throwing up, I went to the hospital the day after and found out I had a concussion and I would be forced to stay home for the next month. I'm beyond hurt by this. Why would she choose her friend over me? Why did she try and ruin my life to try and save her friends? She tried coming over several times a day, but I never even dared to answer the door. I've blocked her on everything, but today I got a text from her mom claiming she tried to overdose on painkillers yesterday. Why she didn't call Mike? She should have called Mike. That she was in the hospital and all she wanted was to see me again. Okay, well, bitch, you're gonna die not seeing me again. This has made me sort of regret ignoring her. I haven't responded to her mom or anyone for that fact. The only person besides those involved who know are my dad and my mom. My mom is taking care of me at the moment. I'm really conflicted. On the one hand, I feel like murdering her for what she did. But on the other hand, I still love her and I feel like she made a genuine mistake. Mistakes! Mistakes are when you drop a dish. Mistakes are when you send your boyfriend to work with a beer in his fucking lunch bag versus an energy drink. A mistake is when, baby, I'm so sorry. I thought you got off work at 6, not at 4. That is a mistake. You do not make the decision. She made a choice. You don't make the decision to send your fiance to jail on assault charges as a mistake. Bitch, no. She made a choice. She chose to send her fiance to jail. What the fuck? I cannot. I fucking cannot. What? Hey, little girl, sit down. I'm Miss Otay. I need you to sit down. Yeah. I need you to sit down. Oops. Thank you. Thank you very much. No. Sir, you are a fucking idiot. I feel like she's made a genuine mistake. I don't want to feel any more pain. My life is a fucking mess. And by erasing the last 5 years of it, it probably would just make me end it all. I don't want to see the love of my life being buried over me ignoring her. I don't want to force my poor mother to be my free caretaker for a month. I feel like it's my fiance's responsibility now. I'm done with everything and I'm literally glued to a bed all day and my laptop and phone are the only things keeping me sane. I start randomly getting panic attacks and shivering uncontrollably. And you feel like she made a fucking mistake. You are bedbound for the next 30 days. You now have trauma, panic attacks, and fucking sweats and shivering and shit. And you feel like this was a fucking mistake. Sir, you got a concussion, and instead of going to the hospital, you spent the night in jail. And you feel like this is her responsibility to fix and take care of you? Why would you trust your life with this woman? She clearly don't give a fuck. Why would you trust this woman with your life? She clearly does not care about what's going to happen to you. If she's willing to sacrifice you over a friend, a fucking friend, because in the spur of the moment we panicked and we thought of something different. What the fuck you mean? You panicked and immediately came up with this idea? I don't believe it. I don't believe that idea just came up, right, and y'all figured it out real fast. I don't believe it. Nah, hell no. Ain't no fucking way I would. Nope. I feel like this is my fiance's responsibility. First of all, nobody has a responsibility to take care of you. Let's get that out fucking there. Let's get that out there. Nobody has the responsibility to take care of you except you. That's it. You are the only person that is responsible for you. I understand not wanting your mom to have to take care of you and you feel like, but no, your fiance does not have the responsibility to take care of you. No, sir, I need you to do better. I started randomly getting panic attacks and start shivering uncontrollably. Please, what should I do? Am I the asshole for ignoring her and making her suicidal? Should I allow her to come and see me? I thought she was in the hospital. If she was in the hospital, how's she coming to see you? If her mental health is that fucking bad, why do they just have her out walking around willy-nilly in the fucking world? Why is she not locked up with a hug me jacket on and grippy socks? If she's that fucking bad when it comes to her mental health, why is she out walking around the fucking world and not getting treatment some fucking where? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't believe her fucking mama as far as I can throw her. I don't. I need to see discharge papers. I need to see everything. I need everything. She's supposed to be committed some fucking where for at least 72 hours, right? When you make an attempt, do they not put you in a hug me jacket and fucking grippy socks? Because we need to make sure that you're okay. So, yeah, no, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Because if she was that damn fucking bad, ain't no way in hell. I don't believe it. I don't fucking believe it. She tried to take herself out because she fucked over her fiance. I'm almost sure they'd lock this bitch up. I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would lock her ass the fuck up. This bitch didn't end up no fucking where. She didn't. She probably went in a room and threatened to take a bottle of fucking aspirin. Y'all already, I know we all know that one person back in the day that was always dramatic as shit and always threatened to they self with fucking aspirin. I know I'm not the only one. I know I am not the only one that came across a monster, a Gila monster in their natural habitat, threatening to off theyself with fucking aspirin. Like, bitch, that's all that's gonna do is make sure you don't ever have a headache again. Like, hell no. Like, oh man. Well, maybe it was just the bitches that I was around. And honestly, it wasn't even the bitches. It was my dramatic ass fucking cousin. All right, my love muffins. I'll see you guys later. My Instagram is beyond_beautiful3. Remember that there's 2 L's in beautiful. When will I be live again? What's tomorrow? Thursday? Maybe tomorrow. Maybe. Maybe tomorrow, but I don't know. I don't know. It depends on how many stories I feel like posting. So, like, yeah. All right, you guys. I'll see you later. I gotta go take the puppy to go potty.